Hello everyone and welcome back to Rag Plays Aidyn Chronicles the First Mage. We were just about to go in and see Ardra the last time we left off, and I think we shall go ahead and do that now. Bote, sixe, fote, forthi gif, whilst thou may live, for all gassi that thou get, thou gast from magic. I believe that was actually, what the hell was it called? It's like Old Scots or something. Come in, child. You call yourself Alaron. Yes, your worshipfulness. Alright, Han Solo, cool it there. Man-child, you have a pleasing air about you. Be not so formal in our house. Honored mother, I am but a humble squire. What title would be appropriate? Appropriate? Indeed, for one so young standing here before me. What is appropriate? My gatekeeper says you have a relic. I do, great wizard. The Mirari magic stick. Would you like? No, child. Your Asa bid you to keep it close, did she not? I know why you are here, but these are difficult times. Cradog's Isle is far and hard to reach, and that is all I wish to say on that matter until I know more. I will heal you, trouble yourself not. Yes, honored mother. You know of magic? No, I mean, not really. That is, I'm unschooled. Show me. Here? Come, boy, modesty is good in some regards, but not in wizardry. Alright. You are well cast. Tell me, though, what is your aspect? Forgive me, honored mother, I'm not sure I have one. Unusual, but not unheard of, now. To the northwest of Talawak there is an enchanted forest. Dryads live there. Dryads, honored mother. Enchanted creatures? Enchanted, yes, I suppose one might say that. Nonetheless, in that forest there is a grove where amaranth roots are found. Gather me some of these roots, man-child, and bring them hither. Then I will cure you, certainly. Southwest? Ah, man-child, the poison clearly has affected your memory. The way to the forest lies behind the school. Northwest from there. It is very easy to find. Your group may go with you, but you will need the good grace of Pandara to succeed. Should I... Bring me the amaranth. Then we will discuss the other matters troubling you. Thank you, honored mother. Interesting. Let's check out that journal entry. Ardra says that I must go northwest to the Dryad's forest and find something called the Amaranth before she will be able to cure me. Cool. Reminds me of a Nightwish song. What does Ardra have in here? She's got some herbs and spices, some mushrooms, a bed. It's very meager dwelling. Anything on these books? No. I'm gonna drop a quick save and see if she has anything else to say before we go and do that. Man-child, why do you remain? You have questions? Yes, honored mother, just one. Do you know of a shadow creature on the road? Do you mean bandits? They have been pests for years. I should not worry about them more than they warrant. They have some magic and some skills. Offer them money. That is what rules their world. They will give you leave to go on your way. Honored mother, the creature is not a bandit. Well then, it's the poison and no more. Soon you'll be healed. It's rather dismissive, isn't it? Time is of the essence, man-child. Off with you now, to the Dryad Forest. Return with the Amaranth. No, not good enough, I'm afraid. There is a magician. He carries a staff. Shamsuk. Of course I know him. He was an instructor at the school when I was but a student. Like Cradwog, he resents my ascension to the chair. Why do you ask? He may have threatened someone I know. More rumors. Really? Now you listen to me. Shamsuck has not been seen for years. He went off on his own, studied on his own, everything apart, in isolation, perfect solitude. What can be learned in that way? I wager he is not any more powerful than some of my students here. Bowden is surely more powerful than Shamsuck, and Cradog can contain them both combined. I should not worry about Shamsuck bothering a friend in Gwyrnia. Bowden will look out for them, I'm sure. Again, very dismissive and perhaps a little bit myopic. I have heard a certain name in my travels. This name stays with you? In a way, it's because I don't understand it. The name is Rabasat. Ah, Rabasat, the Mistress of Chaos. Isn't that how it goes? You know this name? Every woman in this school knows that name, and the rest of that stupid, backward superstition. You see, people are strange, Alaron. Whenever things go wrong, whenever something bad happens for no apparent reason, they need someone to blame it on. So why not create a legend, and why not a woman? Blame everything on her. But you surprise me. I thought you'd be more sensible than to fall for that worn-out prophecy. True, entities from other planes sometimes cross over, and we must confront them. Their presence is in part the reason the wizard school exists. But one great evil, overseeing everything, be rational. I saw some creatures of chaos on the road while I traveled here from Araman. Traveling on the roads and in the wilds, these minions may be encountered. Journey quickly to the Dryad Wood and return. Your poison will be taken care of, and then we may discuss these chaos creatures. Thank you, Honored Mother. I will return quickly. Okay. I'll quick save over that, I guess. Time is of the essence, man-child. Off with you now, to the Dryad Forest. Return with the Amaranth. Okay. That is fair enough. So the actual library should now be open to us. I'm going to get the staircase and go up to the top level and then work my way down, I think. Might be the best course of action. Nothing up here. Maybe the actual library isn't even open to us right now. Yeah, this is unusual. I could have swore it was open as soon as we accept the quest, but I'm guessing not. Oops. Oh, well, there is a teacher here. I'm going to continue around, though, to make sure we got all that. Well, I guess not, then. Okay, well, let's go check out the actual trainers, so we can see if we want to get any other skills. There was one right in here, in the dormitories. Let's talk to him. Pardon me, sir, what do you do here? I'm a professor of magic here at the school. I hear you're very curious about magic. I have some training, but I'm still learning. Would you like me to teach you some magic? Yeah. Yeah, I would. He's got quite a high lore master skill, good grief. Alright, Alaron, let's see what we can do with you. We've got 30,000 XP. And here is a lot of spells. We have Immolation. Fires a burst of flame at the target who catches fire and takes 1 to 6 points of damage per round thereafter until the spell expires. So yet again, it's another damage over time spell that I'm not the largest fan of these type of spells, just because it takes so long to kill something. It's like, what would you rather do, 60 damage up front or 1 to 6 points of damage per round? It's a little lackluster, but we'll get 1 rank into it since it's so cheap anyway. Dragon Flames, we actually do not yet know on Alaron, so absolutely going to train 1 into that as well. And we'll probably take the time to train that up eventually. But for now, we'll save it. Earth Smite we know, Lightning we do not. And Lightning does. The targets of the spell are attacked by lightning. How useful. That's not exactly a very good description there, game. You'd do better with the tooltips. But again, we will learn 1 into that, sure. Because again, it is good to know all the spells, and wind we already know from Araman, so Again, the problem with lightning is it does friendly fire, first of all, and it doesn't do as much damage as Dragon Flames or Fireball, so it's just not going to be a spell that we're going to be investing much in. But all of these are offensive spells. I suppose it's what the downward arrows mean. Anything that does damage, perhaps? But, so yeah, you have skills and whatever. We could get another rank in Wizard. No, we can't. Way too much XP. Let's take a look at Godric and do some training on him. Immolation, I know he doesn't have that yet, so we'll go ahead and get him one into that. Dragon Flames, he's got. Earth Smite he has. Lightning he doesn't. We'll get him Lightning. And Wind he has, so we're good there. Let's go see if there's any other trainers kicking around. Alright, where are the stairs down? That was the stairs up. Come on, game. I probably took the long way around, yep. Alright, down to the ground floor again. And, trainer's standing right here, cool. Hello, Professor. Would you like me to teach you some magic? Yeah, sure. What do you have? You have Alchemist at a quite high level. It's tempting to learn that on Alaron, but I think we just save that for now, since we're going to be keeping Godric for a little while longer anyway. So this guy has defensive magic by the looks of it, and versus elemental. We don't have versus naming yet, so we'll go ahead and train that. Versus naming grants resistance to naming magic spells by 6% per rank, so it's pretty garbage to start with. Versus necromancy. We don't have this either, so we'll go ahead and learn that. I know we have versus elemental. Yes. We do not have versus star. Same thing with this and this, by the way. It's just 6% per level. So versus star, sure. Learn that. And mirror, we don't have enough yet to train that. We don't have a high enough wizard, so it's going to have to wait. We have the scroll anyway, so we will save on that. For Godric, we'll go ahead and learn him all of these, because these are schoolless spells. They're just utility. Versus naming, sure. Versus necromancy, sure. Versus star, sure. And you can't learn mirror yet. So, that's good. Let's go and see if we have any other professors kicking around in here somewhere. Nobody in here. I'll go over here and check it out. Anybody at all? Nobody. I could have swore there was a namer around this place someplace that taught spells and things like that, but I could be mistaken. It might be after we visit the Dryads before that happens. Is there anyone in here? No. What about the kitchen? Unlikely, but it's worth a look. Nope. Okay, I don't know why they switch over the music there. It's a little weird. And lastly, can we actually go down these stairs now? Nope, far beyond the ability. Okay, well that takes care of the wizard school relatively quick for now until we go to the Dryad Forest and get the Amaranth, I guess. So before we head off in search of the Amaranth in the Dryad Forest, I figure now would be a good a time as any to have a bit of a chat with you guys, since we are nearing the halfway point in the campaign here. We've got Gwerny out of the way, Ermin is done, and Talawak after the Dryad Forest will be leaving. That'll be it for here, and we'll be on to the next city. Good spot to talk about how I feel the campaign has been going, and I think in general to give some thoughts on, you know, kind of like memory of Aidyn versus reality of Aidyn, we'll say. I'll start off by saying I'm thoroughly enjoying being back. I'm loving seeing all the characters again and hearing the lore, and it's bringing back so many fond memories. But that's not to say that I feel the game does have some flaws that maybe I wasn't aware of, or I was aware of, but it didn't bug me so much. It certainly doesn't even bug me that much now, but it's little things that I've noticed that maybe my sense since the last time I've played, I've developed a bit more of a critical mind to games. So while the pacing is fine in Aidyn, like, you never feel like you're in a place
too long. Gwernia, Araman, Talawak, they all feel like the appropriate amount of time would be spent on there. Of course, I'm taking way too much time to do everything, but if you were to just go to those places and do the quest, the main quest, you would be in and out of there fairly quicker than I was. None of it feels slow. It's more or less the manner on which, or the variety in said places. Like, I find Aidyn has a lot of kind of two different things. You have areas of the game that are non-combat centric, like whenever you're in a town, you pretty much can expect no combat to occur and it's going to be all dialogue and shopping. And whenever you're on the road, you can pretty much expect there's no dialogue that's going to occur and it's going to be all fighting and walking. And I wish what this game really does well, more so than anything else, I think, aside from the lore, is character interaction. The party members working off of each other and developing on the road as a team and as individuals. And I wish there were more moments like the one with Brenna as we left Gwernia after we saw the shadow for the first time, where she wanted to go back. That led to some really strong drama and really powerful moment when we lost her tragically on the way to Araman. And again with Rita before we reached Araman, and she was helping us learn magic. And like the instances of the character interaction between, say, like Abrican and Beacon that we just saw coming into Talawak, where we had a conversation with them about Rabasat and about how the whole thing with Abrican not liking to hear the knighthood kind of dishonored in Beacon's words, even though that's not really what Beacon was doing. I really like moments like that, and I wish that there were more of them sprinkled throughout the world. You know, things could have been. It could have been. We could have had more commentary, like coming down off the mountain of Araman after that amazing victory of Kitterak. There really wasn't much. There wasn't much acknowledgement from the party. We all just sort of went about our business like it was anything else. That was a huge accomplishment from the character's perspective, actually going up into a goblin stronghold and killing them to the last man. That should have been, I think, should have like had a bit of a little celebration privately amongst the party. I almost feel like I shot myself in the foot for a couple of reasons. Certainly with bungling Brenna's death, because had I handled that better, we would have had more moments, like just in the inn, which I just got a night at actually, and I ran back here just to get it to be a reasonable time of night. In the inn, there's supposed to be a place that would have had a cutscene with Brenna in one of the rooms had I triggered it. Had Brenna still been alive, that is. So I'm sad that we didn't actually get to see that, and I'm also sad that, you know, I feel like I screwed it up because Brenna has a lot of interaction with a character that's coming up in the Let's Play with another companion that we could get, and it kind of like turns into a bit of a romance triangle, I guess it would be referred to as. And it would have been nice to see that because it would have had some funny moments and also some sort of sad moments, but we're not going to get to see that now. I feel like I failed you guys in a way on that regard. I'm hoping that the characters coming up in Port Said here will fill in that a bit and we'll have a bit more interaction, but also I feel that maybe picking Godric wasn't the best choice. I seem to recall that Rita used to be in Talawak, or at least my mind might have played the trick on me that since I knew Godric was going to be here, usually he shows up like right on the steps, right where we're sitting now. If you come here with, you know, an empty party or whatever, he'll be waiting for you. And I figured, well, if he's waiting for you and you have him in the party, logically you would think that Rita would be there in his stead if you chose him over her. I guess it's not the case. Maybe I know she's not in Port Said. I'm pretty sure about that. She might be in Terminor. It would make sense. It would make the most sense for her to be in Terminor or Talawak. But again, I feel like maybe her character would have brought a bit more gravitas to what we're doing now, because she is a serious character. She's kind of a no-nonsense girl, and fun interactions and interesting bits of lore from her about magic and things that I think with Godric was sort of like supposed to be a more side character than, say, the other parties, especially Aberkin and Beacon and Rita. They're pretty big in this campaign. They have a lot to say, sort of all over the place from what I've experienced anyway. Especially Aberkin and Beacon, they play off each other a lot. But I mean, I'm really hoping that maybe I can inject some new life into the party once I get to Port Said and get some new party members, because I don't think Godric is really that interesting of a character. He's comedy relief, where in a game that doesn't need it, I don't think, because there's plenty of other comedy relief along the way. There were those goblins in Araman that were quite funny and all this. So I mean, I'm eager to get out of Talawalk and get to Port Said. Another thing I feel like the game could have done better, aside from I wish that they would have again, I wish the cutscenes between characters, the character interaction, that development of their characters would have happened more frequently between places, and that would have made the roads a lot more interesting. Aside from that, I wish that the skills played a bit more of a role than they do, because you have skills that are, the vast majority of them pertain to combat. They don't have a whole lot of use mechanically in terms of roleplay throughout the rest of the campaign. Like you have Diplomat, Lore Master, and Merchant. They're all out of combat things, and they all do kind of like a specific thing. But wouldn't it be nice if Lore Master, maybe you could meet like a character that was heavily into lore, was studying some book somewhere, and you could help him with the study and help him translate or something like that, and then he could swap important knowledge. Like just little things like that would have injected a lot of life into this game. Like maybe someone would take sick in the party, and if you had a high healer skill, you could save them. Or brewing potions and for other characters. Maybe like discover a new concoction with Godric would be great. It feels like there's so much that's geared towards combat. Like I understand warrior, maybe you could train someone with that if you had it. Maybe not the weapon skills, mind you, but at least the other ones. It would be nice if they did something other than what they do, other than just the straight mechanics of it, and focused more on the roleplay side of it. But what can you do about that, I guess? One more thing I think the game could have done a whole lot better would have been like the amount of side quests between the areas. You had this stuff in Guernia where there was like clean out the inn cellar, or go to Yorewood, or something along that, and learn about what happened to Yorewood and get the loot there. But can those really be called quests? I feel like there'd be a lot more variety in the game if they had have worked out ways of getting us to do other things. Like there was that moment where I just, like the last 2 episodes ago, I had to pretty much fabricate a quest on my own to go get the mirror scroll. Like, wouldn't that be great if it was just in the game like that? Now, I know that there's a few more coming up just from experience of playing this game. It's not that the game doesn't have any at all, but it does kind of feel we are on the rails, basically. We're on the rails of where this story wants to take us. That's fine, from a certain perspective, that's all right. But I feel like it would have been all right if we had a little bit more to do, a little bit more of an incentive to go and get things, and not just the sense of discovery that I talked before in like one of my very first videos, that drives you to go off searching for loot. It'd be nice if they told us where to get some specifically, or at least told us where to find things that are interesting or that would be relevant to the character. So, aside from that, I think maybe as one of the last things that I might have handled a bit better on my own would be something like the itemization of the characters, and how I haven't really been role-playing it all that well. Maybe, given the fact that someone like Beacon, for instance, wears chainmail on his personage, like in combat, maybe I shouldn't have equipped him with leather armor, and, maybe things like a tower shield would be a bit too cumbersome to be carrying on such a long journey for all of our characters. Maybe I should have went with, like, kite shields, just for the more ease of use on the road and the ease of carrying, because carrying means a lot. Carrying things, it weighs your characters down a lot. Not that You know, in this, where we have like every friggin' weapon under the sun in my inventory, has much bearing on it, but I think, you know, at least make better choices than putting the friggin' Kendall's hat on Abrakin instead of Godric. Godric's a wizard, and he needs a pointy hat. You know, maybe Woodsman's boots on Beacon or something like that. Just the little things, these little elements of roleplay that I've been kind of missing out on. You know, Abrakin's a knight. He should be full plate pack and steel. He shouldn't be wearing dragon leather. So I may fix that. You know, it may also add a certain degree of difficulty back into the game, since they'll have worse dexterity modifiers and all that stuff. So I'm pretty much proud of our progress thus far. I mean, we're not speeding along. This isn't a fast playthrough by any means by my standards, but I feel like the progress is coming and it is steady. And halfway through the game in about a month and a half, you know, if I'm done by Christmas, that'd be great. But I've definitely gone on way the heck too long for this video, guys. I thank you so much for watching and listening to me. If you did manage to get through this, I really appreciate it. I often feel the need to explain myself, and yeah, I'm beginning to explain myself again, so I guess I better go. I'll see you all next time on Rag Plays Aidyn Chronicles the First Mage, where we will tackle the Dryad Forest. See you soon.